right, everybody, sentarse por favor, because we're ready to start. So, if I could have my head table, because we've got a special treat to kick things off. This is always the challenge today. Juan Lucho, you ready? I'm ready. I'm just kidding. We're good. All right, here we go. Buenos días. Buenos días. And now for Mayor Keefe. Good morning. This is for the only guy who doesn't speak Spanish, Mayor Revere. Mayor Patrick Keefe is in the house. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 14th annual El Mundo Boston Hispanic Breakfast. Or if Donald Trump wins, the Last Supper. So get ready. Just kidding. I know we're in Massachusetts, so we all know Kamala Harris is going to win. No, this state, just this state. I guarantee you she's going to win this state. Remember, Kamala is running and she could make history, right? She could become the first woman of Jamaican and Indian descent to be elected African American. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, that's a Steve Burns joke, so I just had to throw that in there. Nice to join us, Commissioner Cox. All right, relax. Offending politicians this morning is one of the last things I want to do. But it is on the list, so get ready, because we're going to do that. And I really don't approve of political jokes. I've seen too many of you guys get elected, so we're going to keep it nice and quick. And I promise the Hispanic Heritage Breakfast will not turn into the Hispanic Heritage Lunch. We're going to have you out of here by 11:30, I promise. All right. If there's one thing that everybody here can agree with, and there's a lot of diverse, I see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. Hi, Rafael Toro. Is that Rafael? Yes. Before we get this started, I want to ask one very important question. Jamie Kelly, what does the world need right now? Just tell me. What does the world need? I'm going to say it. What the world needs now is what? One more time. What the world needs now. You guys are horrible. I have somebody that can sing it. I actually have somebody that can sing it. Is the Lieutenant Governor here? She's not going to sing it. Lieutenant Governor, come on up. It's your favorite song. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lieutenant Governor of Massachusetts, or as I like to call her, the real person in charge. Oh, Mayor, nice to see you. The mayor is a little late. Let's not blame her. She did come in a Boston public school, so we got you. Only 9 minutes. You're doing much better. Only 9 minutes. All right, LG.
Hey, hi, Roberto.
How are you? My name is
well.
Alberto, not Roberto.
You're right, Alberto.
How are you?
Really good.
So let's start this, right?
Okay.
What the world
Needs now is love, sweet love.
What the world needs now is love. You know, someone better can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Phaedra is going to actually do that. Let's give a round of applause. This is the real way you do it. Ready?
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that is just too little. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. But the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little. What the world needs now. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Now I want to get everyone in the room to sing the chorus with me when I give you the cue. Can you do that? All right, nice and loud. I want the governor, the mayor, everyone to sing loud. Just a little love. We can do it now. Here we go. Here we go. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for Thank you.
Favor, everybody. Favor, who did us a great favor starting off this with the right tone. And to kick things off, at the El Mundo Hispanic Breakfast, no one better than Miss Mundo, Dominican Republic, Maria Victoria Martinez.
This is El Mundo Breakfast. How Miss Mundo is not going to be here? What a pleasure. My name is Maria Victoria Bayo, and I am Miss Mundo, República Dominicana. I want to know, yo quiero saber si aquí hay dominicanos. De los míos, de los míos. And we are here for that, to celebrate that with love, our heritage, our roots, our traditions. And there's a company that represents that, and it is Goya. Thank you for what you have been doing to our community with Goya Cares, to our youth. I have been part of this, and it has been amazing. And thank you for letting me be here. It is my first time in Boston, and as a Dominican, I'm a baseball fan, so I hope to see you tonight at the Red Sox game.
Okay, and remember, stay ready. We might need a designated hitter. I think you're better than the guys we have. Just kidding to the Red Sox table. All right, are you guys ready? Okay, are you guys ready? All right, who's here for the first time? This guy thinks he's on The Price is Right. You don't have to stand up. You just good. I can see your, yeah. By the way, is that John Hancock? Yeah, I figured it was John Hancock. All right, listen, one rule, and only one rule only, and Nora Baston knows this, our superintendent. Whatever happens at the Hispanic Heritage Breakfast stays at the Hispanic Heritage Breakfast, okay? But no, really, why are we here? And that is a question that Commissioner Cox is asking himself right now. Why am I here? Don't worry, Commissioner. You're here to take care of my tickets, my parking tickets. That's why I invited you here, Commissioner. That was our deal. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here to honor all of the great contributions that Latinos have made to this great nation, the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and this great city of ours, which I always tell the mayor is the greatest city in the world, Boston, Massachusetts. And this is a special breakfast because we're dedicating this year's event to our Latino veterans, the many men and women of diverse backgrounds who proudly serve our nation's armed services. You'll hear a lot more today about that. Our speakers will talk about that, and we have a special recognition, which I'm going to get to in a second. We will recognize the men and women who put their lives on the line every day to keep us safe, as we honor the Latino Law Enforcement Group of Boston, also known as JAGO of Boston, and David Hernandez is up here. And last but not least, we are going to give the Lifetime Achievement Award to a Purple Heart recipient, former Marine who served in Vietnam, current president of the Veterans Association Monument of Massachusetts, and a leader in this city for almost 60 years since his arrival in Boston in 1965. Antonio Tony Molina is in the house. Purple Heart. Which, by the way, I'd be remiss to not mention the fact that our presenting sponsor, WellPoint, was the one who really initiated this idea of recognizing Latino veterans and our police officers, our firefighters, our essential workers. WellPoint is one of those companies which we'll hear about later. David Morales, actually, my friend, you are up here. You are up here. David Morales, ladies and gentlemen, we need you up here. You are the last missing link, my friend, up at the head table. We're also here to give props to Cambridge Savings Bank, an institution that, as you will learn in a little while, has not only talked the talk, but walked the walk when it comes to supporting our Latino community and many initiatives this year. Not only El Mundo Boston initiatives, but initiatives in the community. And let me tell you, Ryan Bailey, their CEO and president, has become a very close friend. No. He's more than a close friend. He's family. No, more than family. He's my sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, my sponsor. Not yet, right, not yet. All right, Mayor, you're here? Great. I love my mayor. My favorite mayor of the city of Boston. Mayor put a little pressure on me this year. As you notice, we're a little cramped. Rafael, sorry, you're too close to Paul Francisco and State Street. These guys are like 6'4" each one. But the reason why we're cramped, ladies and gentlemen, it's not my fault. It's not Jay's fault, not Deb's fault. It's her fault. She made us install bike lanes this morning to take up all that valuable space. And I asked her, I said, Mayor, who in their right mind is going to come to the Hispanic Heritage Breakfast in a bicycle? Who? I think we've got somebody. Over there, ladies and gentlemen, it's City Councilor Enrique Pepén on his bike. City Councilor with his helmet. He's a safety guy. Hey! But of course, Mayor, he supports you in everything. All right, thank you, Enrique. All right, let's get to our beloved head table. Ladies and gentlemen, I would have started with Governor Healy, but she's running a little late. She's taking the red line here, so we got to give her some slack, okay? If you know the MBTA troubles, she's got another hour to come, but that's what we'll get it. But to my right is indeed a historic figure, okay? She is, ladies and gentlemen, the first woman elected mayor of Boston, first woman of Asian descent, and the first mayor to get pregnant in office. Congratulations. Pregnant in office, not in the office, right? Pregnant in office, not in the office. That's my mistake. Somebody put in an extra the. It's in office. Okay, sorry. Now, to be fair, there have been mayors in the past that look pregnant, but she is the first one to actually be pregnant. So she has this incredible task of leading our city, the best city in the world, Rafael Toro, the best city in the world. But she has the second most scrutinized job in the entire state. And the first one is not Governor Hill. You know what the most scrutinized, unappreciated, undervalued job in the state? And it's a Latino who has this job. It's a Puerto Rican, and his name is Alex Cora of the Boston Red Sox, the manager. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a tough job. Let's hear it for the Boston Red Sox. A beautiful 500 season. A memorable 500. All right, we have the mayor. speaking of another thankless job, hi, Commissioner, how are you? Commissioner of Boston, Michael Cox, ladies and gentlemen, being top cop. Come on, let's hear it up for our police. It's not easy. The last commissioner we had said it was the toughest thing he had to deal with in his entire life. And he's married to a Puerto Rican, so you can imagine how difficult that is. As a matter of fact, there he is. Yeah. Gross, how are you? Oh, hi, Marilyn, president of the Puerto Rican Festival. Just kidding, just kidding. But back to our commissioner, ladies and gentlemen. He leads over 2,100 sworn police officers, 569 civilians, 33 canine officers, and of course, the most important job in the world, keeping our police officers informed of every Dunkin' Donuts in the city. Here you go. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll find him at the local Dunkin' Donuts. That's right by Precinct 4. All right, that's from Jago, by the way. That's not from me. That's from the law enforcement. All right, what can I say about our next person that I'm going to introduce? Our Massachusetts Secretary of Veterans. So I'm going through the head table now. I'm insulting them once and never again. Our veterans of Massachusetts Secretary of Veterans Services, John Santiago, okay? A man with such an interesting history, yes. Born in Puerto Rico. ER doctor at Boston Medical Center. Yeah. Former volunteer, Peace Corps. Yeah. U.S. Senator or U.S. Representative? You were? Yep. State rep, Boston mayoral candidate. And now, obviously, our Massachusetts Secretary of Veterans. 6 to 7 impressive jobs over the course of 20 years. Well, I'll tell you one person who's not impressed with that. Where's Gladys Vega of La Colaborativa in Chelsea? Her people have 6 jobs at the same time. Our immigrants are here in the house. Where are you, Gladys? I know she's here. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my family member, my newest family member, CEO and president of Cambridge Savings Bank, Ryan Bailey, is in the house, our esteemed recipient of Corporate Partner of the Year. He leads an organization that has stepped up in recent years, and especially in 2024, as he took helm of a bank which had been leading the ways in many ways with diverse communities, leading the way in participating in important events, such as this one, leading the way in making sure that diversity, equity, and inclusion are not only words, but a plan of action. This is a man who's done a great amount of work, so much work, that I can honestly say that you are now my Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, third favorite Ryan in my life, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Bailey. Who are you? I can't see you. Oh, Ryan Sullivan. Yeah, you were an intern. You're not on the list. Sorry, Ryan. Get him. So, you weren't even invited. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen. All right. WellPoint General Manager David Morales is in the house. David. Thanks to WellPoint, we have been able, El Mundo Boston, to highlight and profile local community heroes. 4 of them of which are here, and you're going to see a short little video in a little while. We have an educator. Well, we have several educators. Police captain, the first and only Latina police captain in Lowell. You'll see them, they're here as well. But I want to thank David for his generosity. WellPoint, presenting sponsor. One fun fact about David, he has authored a book, right? Called American Familia, where in that book, he talks about how he met his wife, Samantha, who's here, right? Samantha's in the house? Samantha? And I didn't know this, but small world. But you know who was David's Cupid? Evie Gonzalez of Eastern Bank is in the house. Where are you, Evie? Evie Gonzalez. Look, Cupid, wearing red with her bow and arrow. Cupid. Don't point it this way, point it that way. Cupid is in the house, Evie Gonzalez. All right. And wait till you hear the story of this next young person who will inspire and motivate all of you. She is, if you don't know her and never met her, and I see Rosin Acosta looking at you very carefully, because Rosin, you love these type of stories. I know you do. She is a proud United States Army and Air Force veteran. A proud daughter of Colombian immigrants. They're in the house. Colombia's in the house. La familia de Les. Proud owner of her very own female-owned construction company. Not easy to do. Proud, sought-after corporate public speaker, and we've invited her here as a prime example of a new generation of Latinas who are the future of this country. So thank you for your service, thank you for your example, and thank you for not charging me your hefty speaking fee. You tried to send me a bill, I said, no, you're at the head table. So thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, les les. 2 more to go. We've got David Hernandez, president of the Latino Law Enforcement Group of Boston. I know there are a lot of cops in the building. Don't get nervous, the politicians, they're only here off duty, don't worry. David, how are you this morning? He will be up here to receive the Corporate Partner of the Year Award. Llegó Boston is an acronym for Latinos Law Enforcement Group of Boston. They have a group membership that promotes community policing, engages with the community, and as you'll see, working with Goya and the Puerto Rican Festival, has done something incredible, which in a little while you're going to hear more from them. And again, last but not least, Tony Molina, who you will see him tell his story in a little while. So thank you, Tony. Thank you for everybody here. And I know the Gov is on her way. Oh, she's here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of Massachusetts, Maura Healey. Come right up, Gov, right on time. I just want to get a shout out to Kerry Collins, the Undersecretary, Executive Office of Public Safety is in the house. All right, so without further ado, I am going to start with the Governor. Governor, you're right on time. Earlier this week, the Governor, Juan Luis, if you could tee up that very historic photo, the Governor was not in her office. We took over her office. I literally sat at her desk with her staff of Latino staffers. And if we have that photo, this is for real. I have actually, Juan Luis, if you have that photo ready, the Governor gave up her office for us and the Latino staffers. And if Juan Luis can put up the photo, I have, as officially right now, Juan Luis, the photo. There is a photo. I promise you, there is a photo of me with her Latina staffers. Anyways, it's going to come up now. I've signed 3 laws and vetoed 2. So, Governor, thank you very much. And I want to put up that picture because the staffers were really great. We got to meet all of the Latino workers that work during the day, not the ones that work at night cleaning, the ones during the day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. And we'll show that picture with the Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor of Massachusetts, Maura Healey.
Wow, let's give it up for Governor Maceo. Alberto, I hope you enjoyed your time as governor. I had no idea how seriously he was going to take this. The first thing he does is signs an executive order naming himself as general manager of the Boston Red Sox. It's like, buddy, you can't do that. He issued a press release, I hadn't seen that before, announcing that now the official state food of Massachusetts is tostones. Every month, not just September. He changed the state motto. So let's make sure I have this right, because this is going to be on everything now. La edad solo importa si eres un vino. You like that? That's good. I hope the Commonwealth likes that. Age only matters if you're a wine. That's an interesting choice. He even sat, he showed that picture, but then he took even more time. He took over a whole other wing of our office, and he sat for his official governor portrait. I'm going to show you what we did. Yeah. He likes it. He loves it. So then finally, I was working my tail off somewhere. I come back to the office. It's all, been taken over. And then I go into my bathroom area, and he's left all this stuff behind, right? Yeah, the big bottle.
I left it in the office.
Yeah, no, actually, I need that. I'm keeping that. The Instant Glow Natural Sun for flawless, natural-looking light bronze. Seriously, I go to the bathroom and all this stuff is just like sitting there on the little desk there. And of course, a brush, not just any brush, but a very special brush, because we all know and love Alberto, right? And I relate, it's a struggle, being in the limelight every day, right? Gotta look good. You always look good. And now we know why. Seriously, we are so grateful to Alberto and the incredible team at El Mundo for what they bring every day to our state. Aren't they amazing? You do so much to keep our residents informed and engaged, to support our entrepreneurs and our small businesses. We're so grateful for the many ways in which you lift up and unite our fabulous Latino community. And it's wonderful. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here today with so many of my colleagues. Our fabulous Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll is here. You heard from our fabulous Secretary John Santiago. John is, an ER doctor. He's a major in the Army Reserve, a baller, a great dad, husband. We love you, but he makes all of us look really bad. To Mayor Wu, who's been an incredible partner of ours in the administration and a great leader for the city. Also just know that Massachusetts was voted recently the best state to have a baby. And we are grateful to you for proving it and showing it in so many ways every single day, Mayor Wu. Really, being an inspiration for so many working mothers. To Tony Molina and Lisette Valdez, congratulations. Congratulations on the well-earned honor, shining examples of our amazing veterans who use their leadership skills, right? Because their service doesn't stop. They use their leadership skills to benefit our communities and our entire state. And that's why we were proud this year of all years, where you're honoring veterans, we're able to celebrate the passing of the HERO Act, which is the most significant piece of veterans legislation in our state's history. And I want to thank Secretary Santiago and his team who worked with veterans and folks all across this great state to make this a transformative law. It reaches, not only does it expand veterans' benefits, but it also reaches more of our diverse veterans who may not be aware of all the benefits that are out there that they've earned through their service. And speaking of service, we want to give it up for all of our great members of law enforcement this morning, right? Commissioner Cox, Sergeant Hernandez, all the outstanding police officers who are here, who are serving and protecting us across the state. And it's more critical than ever that we have diversity in law enforcement and ability to better serve our communities all across the state. And that's what our Latino and Latina officers do, and we are just so grateful. This is an amazing room as I look out, so many leaders, so many educators, so many innovators, and I love that because we're a team here in Massachusetts. That's what makes us strong. And building on that team theme, I worked with many of you, our administration did, to establish a Latino Empowerment Council when we started in the office. And I just want to thank everybody who participates in those meetings, giving us recommendations, giving us ideas, giving us actual actionable items to implement. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate our cabinet. We've assembled the most diverse cabinet ever in Massachusetts history. We've appointed over 350 leaders of color to boards and commissions all across the state. And we've worked with all of you to make some real progress. We now have in Massachusetts the most generous child tax credit in the country, free breakfast and lunch in school today as we speak for kids. We made community college free for all of our residents. It's about economic empowerment and mobility for families. We established tuition equity to make sure that no matter one's status, all of our residents get the benefit of in-state tuition. In early education, just yesterday, I was reading on the floor with a bunch of little first graders because we announced literacy launch. #1 state in the country for education, that's Massachusetts. But we're gonna be the #1 state in literacy as well, making sure that we have culturally accessible, culturally competent materials, supporting our educators, supporting our young people. English language learners represent more than 10% of our students here in Massachusetts, so we want to lean into that. We also passed, the LG loves this, we also passed the Affordable Homes Act because housing, we need more housing, we need less expensive housing. You need to be able to find cheaper rents, make those down payments, right? Buy homes. We want families growing in Massachusetts. We want businesses growing in Massachusetts. So we're psyched that we got that done because it's going to produce more housing. And finally, we brought about a wage transparency law that will help us close the equity gaps faced by women and people of color in the workplace. Shout out to all the workers in this room, including our servers, who are making this such a great breakfast and work so, so hard. All right, in closing, this is the signal for the next, Berta's going to get up. But I want to say something. You know, we live in a challenging time right now. We live in a divisive time right now, some would say. We live in a moment where too many, and especially politicians, are looking to exploit through fear-mongering, through hate, through misinformation. It's a game. It's game with the end, an effort to hold on to power. I think in this great state, what we need to do more than ever is come together. Stand up for one another. There is so much more that unites us than divides us. And that's what we got to remember. So have each other's back. You know, we're like a family here in Massachusetts. We're not going to agree on everything, and that's okay. As one of 5 kids, you know, I understand that. But what's important is that we abide by basic values. We celebrate our immigrant community. We celebrate our differences. We know we are stronger for our diversity. And so that's what part of today is about, showing off our incredible Hispanic heritage here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and also recommitting to what we got to do. Basic values around decency, around respect, and around freedom. And lastly, the way this works is people got to go vote. That's the bottom line. So if you are not registered, go out and get registered, make sure your family's registered, and make sure you're talking to people in other states all around this country, because so much is on the line. Thank you to this incredibly powerful and beautiful Latino community, and really, thank you for everything that you do.
Good job, good job.
I'm keeping this.
We actually could get married now since all my toiletries are at your place now. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a couple shout outs to some of our major sponsors here today. I think I said hi to WellPoint. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But a big shout out to John Hancock, Gregory Martin, U.S. head of DE&I is in the house. I think he thought he was at the Price is Right. That's the guy, yes. Point 32 Health. Where's Enrique? Enrique, did you find the table? Yes, Point 32 Health. As always, Crismaldi, we appreciate everything that you do, and thank you for supporting this every single year. Mass General Brigham and our mental health wizard, Mass General Doctors. the rowdiest doctors in all of the United States. We do a mental health segment every other week, and they are not only informative, but they are hilarious, and they have broken that stereotype that doctors have no personalities. You guys have a little bit of that. I give you credit. Harvard University is in the house. Harvard University. Big shout out to Harvard. Lincoln Labs is in the house. Lincoln Labs. Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, one of my favorite places in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Magnolia Contreras, Boston College Eagle. Is Tim Ritchie in the house with the Museum of Science? Museum of Science, my second favorite place after Fenway Park, so Museum of Science. That is true. Museum of Science, thank you for being here. And one of my favorite people, Mr. John Cruz from Cruz Companies. Where's Mr. Cruz? Cruz Companies is in the house as well. A historic figure here as well in Massachusetts. Massport, is Rich Davey in the house? Rich Davey was supposed to come. He's a good friend of mine. He's head of Massport now, and he was actually the very first sponsor of the breakfast 14 years ago. So he'll be coming. And then I've never met this guy, never met him, but he shows up at all the El Mundo events. They're a corporate sponsor. I've yet to meet him. But Sherwin Williams is in the house. Sherwin Williams paint. Did you get the joke? Yeah, I think the guy got the joke. All right. It's time for someone who's actually funnier than me now. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu.
And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for supporting such an incredible institution in our city and coming together to show who Boston is and why we are the best place in the world to live. Now, you heard all of the amazing things that are happening in the Commonwealth, childcare, investments in education, all the supports. How could you not have a baby with all of that ready? So, as many of you know, this is my third. I have two boys at home who are 7 and 9, and we were so excited to get the news that they were going to have a baby sister. And we had sat them down. Thank you. Just wait. We sat my two kids down, and we were like, we got to tell you something. You're going to be big brothers. And their first response was, can we have a dog instead? So that's not a joke. That's my life. That's going to be a tough one. So I'm so thankful for all of the incredible leaders who are up here at this head table. Of course, the governor and the secretary, our incredible commissioner, all of our leaders and those who have served, Officer Hernandez, the Tony Molina. We are so thankful for everything you've done for the community, and to all of our partners as well. And I see just right here in the front so many leaders who are in government and give every single day. Bike aficionado, Councilor Enrique Pepin, thank you for being my city councilor and such a champion for our residents. Senator Payano, Rep Garcia, the Lieutenant Governor. I see Mayor Keefe is in the house, Auditor DeZoglio, and I'm sure many others that are way out of my sight. Thank you for your service, and thank you to everyone in this room who's contributing to our health and well-being and education. Oh, I see Councilor Mejia as well. Thank you for your service. Anyway, I'm going to get in trouble. I can't see too far back. So, I'm not in the bike lanes as much now because I got to make sure I'm careful. I can't exercise too much. But there is someone who has been in the bike lanes, although a little bit more creatively. I don't know if everyone saw, Governor Healy was up on a horse, has decided to start commuting like Paul Revere to work on the horse in honor of the upcoming revolutionary celebrations. And she's decided the bike lanes are a perfect way to keep that safe. Now, we just have to invest in some pooper scoopers in our public works department, but we're on that. One person who's not in the bike lanes is Alberto Basayo. Now, you might not know this. Alberto seems like he can do everything. He actually never learned to ride a bike. And the reason is, I hate to even share it this way, I heard I heard from Mr. Vasallo that he had gotten ready, they had bought him the bike, they bought him the helmet, and they said, put it on. He went to the mirror, he put on the helmet, took it off, and once he saw his hair, he was like, never doing that again. So, to the people of Boston, the Orange Line is an occasional headache, but mostly it's a pretty reliable way to get to work, to school, wherever you're going. Now we're expecting Phil Eng, but I think he's on one of the lines right now, so he's still on his way. But to Alberto, the Orange Line is where that spray tan ends. I think it's like here maybe. Okay. All right, sorry. He brought it on himself. Okay, that's all. That's all. I'm moving on. I want to thank some members of my incredible staff who are here today. Of course, our amazing commissioner who has made Boston such a warm and connected city. We are very proud that under his leadership and all of our officers and the community partnerships they built, Boston is the safest major city in the country. This morning, we are also here with our Deputy Chief of Staff, Ricardo Patron. Now, you must be able to think about how that interview went. When someone is named El Patron, how could you not make them the Deputy Chief of Staff? We're also joined by our amazing Chief of Equity and Inclusion, Mariangeli Solis Cervera. Thank you for all your leadership. And, okay, the rest of this is not funny. So I'm just gonna say one more thing. So, Alberto mentioned that I walked in a few minutes late, and I was not on a school bus, thank you very much. I was on an MBTA bus. I got on last night, and I made it here. But our school buses yesterday morning, this is fact, on time percentage 83%, so we're making steady progress with all the improvements that we are putting in place. And 95% of our buses yesterday morning made it to school within 15 minutes of the bell. We're gonna keep pushing. That needs to be 100% on time every day. But just think about, how many of you, come on, 95%. Do you get to the salon on time 95% of the time? When you go to the post office and you put that mail in the slot, do you think that 95% of the time it's going to get there? We are holding ourselves to the highest standards because that's what our young people and our families deserve. And we're up here with some leaders who are pouring everything into making sure the same happens. Thank you to Officer Hernandez from JGO for all your efforts, not only to represent our community, to be there for every type of need, but for working to expand the ranks of Latino officers, of officers of colors. The amazing training programs and preparation that you are doing is making a real difference in our department, and we're so thankful for you. And Tony Molina, I've known for a very, very long time. He might be my biggest Republican supporter that I have. Tony, from your efforts in making sure that our city stands up for veterans, for men and women who have served, and for pushing to make sure that Boston is always on the forefront of recognizing the Puerto Rican veterans in our community and extending that legacy to every generation. We are ever grateful that you came back for Puerto Rico just for this, and I hear you're going right back afterwards. So thank you, Tony, for all your service. So thank you, Alberto, for bringing all of us together each year. We are celebrating all the ways in which our community sets the bar across the country to make Boston a safer, greener, family-friendly home for everyone. And the leadership and commitment to community in this room is real. Alberto is also the reason why Goya partnered with the City of Boston to distribute 45,000 pounds of food to our residents over the holidays. And so we are so thankful for all the partnerships that come out of this. And finally, as we are here celebrating together, I also add, as the governor said, a thanks to our wait staff, to all of the service workers here. We know that our hotel workers are on strike across the city in a series of demonstrations. They're fighting for the wages benefits that their families deserve, and we stand with them. So happy Hispanic Heritage Month, everyone, and thank you so much for all that you do in our community.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu. On point. One correction. Sorry, reporter, you misspoke. Tony Luna is not one of her biggest Republican fans. He's your only Republican supporter, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to clear that up. Numbers count, numbers work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, someone who has been here since the first breakfast, which was 14 years ago, was a dear friend, our beloved Ayanna Pressley, our U.S. Congresswoman. So this year, she did tell me she couldn't make it. She said she was working in Washington, but I did check the New Edition concert, and tonight they are in Washington, so I don't know if that's true. But in true Ayanna Pressley fashion, she says, Alberto, I cannot not participate. So she sent this special video for all of you.
Good morning, family. Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley here. I wish that I could be with you in person. This is an event that I look forward to every year, but I am in Washington doing the people's business, doing your work. This is an event that I look forward to every single year. It's a unique opportunity and a privilege, really, for us to come together and celebrate and affirm the collective brilliance and power of the Latino community in Massachusetts, one that has given so much to our Commonwealth and to our country. And as the Congresswoman representing the Massachusetts 7th Congressional District, I'm especially honored to represent such a vibrant and thriving Latino community, and to do this work alongside the incredible members of my staff, which I call the A-Team, representing from Puerto Rico to El Salvador to Colombia. And of course, I'm grateful to all of my colleagues in government on the municipal and state level. We have some historic Latino representation right now in the corridors of power. I know those numbers will only continue to grow, but I'm grateful to them as well. And congratulations to our honorees. The great Tony Molina. You are so deserving of this Lifetime Achievement Award. I swear you've done enough for 3 lifetimes. I thank you for the honor of the city of Boston and the Massachusetts 7th making history as the first city in the country to have a monument dedicated to Latino veterans. We thank you for your sweat equity and laboring and love to establish the Puerto Rican Festival and so many other important cultural touchstones in the city. Tony, I'm grateful to you and your family again for laboring and love and for your commitment. And congratulations to the Latino Law Enforcement Group of Boston on your recognition and the work that you do to make our law enforcement more representative of the communities that they serve. And a big thank you to Alberto and El Mundo and every single person in the room for the role that you play, especially those in media, especially those in Spanish language media. It's so important that we continue to tell our stories. So thank you for the role that you're playing as the community comes together on this day to celebrate Hispanic excellence, joy, love, and most of all, Hispanic power. I'm proud to call each of you partners in the work to build a more just and equitable world. But before I wrap, as many of you know, tomorrow is Saturday night. And that means it is Saturday night fever time. And here to show you all how it's done in true stay in a line form are a few of our familiar and beloved faces. Take it away.
Thank you, Ayanna Pressley. Thank you, Paul Francisco. Thank you, Dennis Benton. Thank you, Jose Maso. Jose, can you say hi? He's somewhere in the room. There he is, ladies. The man, the myth, the legend. Before I go on and introduce our next video, actually, you know what? Before I go, it's good. There's somebody else who thought they could dance. Now, here is a CEO you all know him, corporate CEO, who said, how can I make it memorable that we've changed our names from East Boston Neighborhood Health Center to Neighbor Health? And we were trying to come up with ideas, and then I said, you know how to make it memorable? I've seen you dance. Can you give me a little dance? No one's going to forget it. I don't know if it's good or bad. And you know what? He did. Ladies and gentlemen, our dancing CEO. Where's the CEO? Dancing CEO. See how Neighbor Health just came out that nice little good job. Greg Wilmot, are you in the house? Where are you? Where are you? Stand up. Greg, you're here. He's shy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Beth Israel Leahy Health is in the house. We are joined by Beth Israel Leahy Health President and CEO Kevin Tabb, and of course, Juan Lopera, one of our beloved members of our community, and the organization's Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, and several Latino leaders from the BILH system. I think we have their photo, Juan Luis. We will put their photo up. I'm particularly impressed seeing a Latina, Cindy Rios. Are you here, Cindy? As the system's Chief Financial Officer. Juan Lucho, get that picture up. Now that's impressive, ladies and gentlemen. As we know, finance is a field that does not have a lot of people in it. So Cindy, congratulations, and we will put up that Beth Israel photo in just a second. All right, any Emerson graduate alumni in the house? Emerson? When you ask about first-timers, I want to ask about first-timers. I want to identify one Emerson College alumni. She is a beloved member of our community in the media, and her two kids are unbelievable. If you watch Channel 5 Sports, you know who I'm talking about. Their newest reporter, Angel Salcedo, right? And his son, obviously. And the daughter is also a reporter. Ladies and gentlemen, Emerson graduate, alumni, staff member, and at the Emerson table, please give it up for Yadiris Nova. And Yadiris Nova, where are you? Don't be shy. Table 33, back there. Okay, are we ready for our next speaker? Why don't we do this? Let's go to our corporate partner of the year. I mentioned him earlier, and I did make a mistake. I did say he was my third favorite Ryan. Upon further review, I did forget Ryan O'Neal, Ryan Seacrest, and Nolan Ryan. So you are my sixth favorite Ryan. Ryan Bailey, let me explain who Ryan Bailey is before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a company that has stood out this year. They have stood out in an incredible way, head above shoulders. They stepped up to support us during the Latino Family Festival, in which, working with organizations like La Colaborativa and others, we were able to reach out to our migrant families and transport migrant families for their first time to Fenway Park for free. We were able to open up Fenway Park to over 5,000 families for free this year, thanks to there. At the Latino Career Expo, in its 20th year, once again, over 1,000 job applicants and over 40 exhibitors. Again, Cambridge Savings Bank stepped up again. Here today, it's not today, they've been supporting this breakfast since as long as we've met them. They want to be a big part of this breakfast since day one. And when it comes to supporting content in Spanish, along with our friends from Mass General, they formed the collaboration, and now we have on La Hora del Café, our daily morning show, the first of its kind in the entire country, mental health segments in Spanish for our community with some of the best doctors in the world with MGH. Thanks to your support, you made that happen, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, our corporate partner of 2024, Cambridge Savings Bank. Let's give it up for my seventh favorite, Ryan Bailey, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, first and foremost, at home, Alberto, I'm not the sixth favorite, I'm the second favorite. So, and the reason why is I have three kids. And the way they think about popularity is social media these days. So if you Google Ryan Bailey, there happens to be an Olympic sprinter Name Ryan Bailey so I show up second. So for all the media in the audience, please put me in the press so I can actually become my kid's favorite and number one. And second, Alberto, generally we like to donate money through our foundation when we're the favorite. So we might want to move upon that list up from 6. A little bit about Cambridge Savings Bank. We're a 190-year-old community bank in the community, and there's a lot that I'm proud of Cambridge Savings Bank, but one of the main reasons is because we give back to the communities we serve. We're a mutual bank, so that's part of our mission. We've gave over $16 million over the last 10 years to the greater Boston area. We donate about 47,000 hours also in the last 10 years of our employees' time. We give them 16 hours per year to go out in the community, paid time off. So that's a wonderful thing that we can do in the foundation. A little bit about me. I came to Cambridge Savings Bank about 7 years, but before I did that, I was at a company called USAA in San Antonio, Texas, and part of our mission and purpose was about taking care of the service members and their families. So tonight, I want to thank you very much. I have 3 little children at home, and my family goes to bed every night knowing we live in a free country because of you, so thank you. And to our law enforcement, their safety is because of you. So I had the privilege of actually getting on an aircraft carrier and spending time with the men and women that serve our country. And this is a few photos of that and the time there. But thank you very much, and thank you, and have a great afternoon.
Excellent. Are you guys having a good time so far? We've got more in store. At this moment, I want you guys to understand what we're going to do now. WellPoint came up with a great idea about a year ago. I said, Alberto, can we profile some of our members? I said, well, who are your members? And they said, well, our members are police officers, they're firefighters, they're educators, they're teachers, they're essential workers, they're city and state servants. So we came up with this idea. Last year, if you were here, we honored 4. And today, we're offering Roz Costa, 4 more women, okay, from the Merrimack Valley. We have Pavel State Senator Pavel Payano here. This is for you. This is for your area, Merrimack Valley, because, as I said, these are unsung heroes recognized by WellPoint. And this is a series called Héroes de Nuestra Comunidad, Heroes of Our Community. And the purpose was to recognize these unsung heroes. So we want to give you a little clip of each one of the 4, and then I'm going to introduce you to the 4 because they're in the audience. So if we could put the video, Juan Lucio, here we go. Unsung heroes.
It is a collective effort to ensure that our youth get the opportunities that they rightly deserve. In the Merrimack Valley, we have amazing students here. There are many unsung heroes here at Lawrence High School. It's not just me. I'm not doing this work. This is a team effort. The unsung heroes are the teachers, the paraprofessionals, the custodians, the school resource officers, the safety officers.
I've been a captain for just under a year. I became the 3rd female officer to become a captain and the first person of color, Hispanic. The American flag, this is the flag that just represents our United States of America and just the freedoms that we have here in our country, and I definitely proudly wear it. I strongly encourage members of the community to look to a profession in law enforcement. This career has given me a wonderful career, a wonderful profession, and a great life. It's allowed me to provide for my family, to serve my community.
The heroes in the city, the community that makes Lowell, since we are a diverse community, what we want to move forward in the city of Lowell is that everyone is welcome and everybody belongs in the city of Lowell.
I just absolutely love Mi Viejitos, which are, older people that have, worked their lives. And a lot of the people, when I came here, are the people that worked in the mills that built this, this city that really are the pioneers, right? I don't consider myself a hero. I consider myself someone that has empathy and that loves this community, that really, really loves this community. And I just feel like my parents gave up their country to bring me here, to give me a better life. So why not pass that on?
Ladies and gentlemen, our four heroes, if they're here, stand up, please. And at the same time, let's give a warm welcome to David Morales. David Morales, your time to come up here. Thank you, David. Thank you to our heroes. Please, let's recognize them. They are unsung heroes here. Captain, nice to see you. Marta, Martica, Inabel, thank you for what you do. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Alberto, thank you very much. It is an honor to be with you guys this morning. A few things. First of all, I have to poke at Alberto a little bit. Folks are talking about Alberto's hair. Just so you guys know, his hair, that's chest hair. They just telling you. The second thing is, I've been to La Hora del Café 2 times. I don't know if anybody's been to La Hora del Café. How many have been there? Right, give it up. It's a good show. But what's the dirty secret? Alberto does not give you coffee. There's no coffee there, right? So that's the problem with Alberto's La Hora del Café, the only problem. Otherwise, it's an awesome show. Well, look, guys, first and foremost, WellPoint, we are honored to serve exclusively the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We serve state employees. Thank you, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Secretary Santiago. We're honored to serve the Commonwealth exclusively. We serve state employees, state retirees, and municipal employees insured through the Group Insurance Commission. We're the largest plan serving state employees, and we are honored. We're humbled. We are there to serve. Our main theme is whole health. As some of you know, I used to lead hospitals, et cetera, and I shifted over to the health plan side because I truly believe in advancing health, whole health. Hospital-based care, physician-based care, not anything at all. But our health system is set up as sick care. We get sick, we go. We want to transition the system toward whole health, a system that enables us to live healthier lives, eat better, stay healthy, stay active, et cetera. And I'm honored to do that at HealthPoint with my team. The second thing is Hispanic Heritage Month. And Alberto asked me to say a few words. I did a quick outline for you guys for 2 reasons. One is, in my family, Hispanic heritage is every day. Every day. At our home, it's both Hispanic Heritage Day every day, but also the July 4th. We live in the greatest country in the world, and my family and I, Samantha, we could never have done what we've done in this country where we come from, either in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. And so we embrace the values of this country because it's given us so much. And so from my perspective, this month is a time when we celebrate our shared values, faith, family, hard work, and we pay huge celebration and honors to the contributions that we of Hispanic have made to this country. A couple of data points for you guys to know about Hispanic veterans. There are over 59 Hispanic Medal of Honor recipients. 59. That is incredible. That is the nation's highest honor for people who have led with honor and valor in combat. One of those is Roy Benavides. Roy Benavides was a Mexican American. And if you have not heard that story, read about Roy Benavides. He is they call him the modern day Rambo. He received his medal in 1980 after receiving over 30 shots by an AK-47 rescuing his men. It's an incredible story. And the second thing is that most people don't realize is that there were 2 segregated units in the United States military, African-American unit and the Puerto Rican unit. For almost 40 years, the 65th Infantry was segregated. My grandfather was in that unit. He served in World War II in Korea, along with my great-uncle. Those men were valiant, brave. In 1954, that unit was disbanded and integrated into the rest of the military. And the reason why I'm so passionate about first responders and veterans is because my family served and because we owe them our freedom. We owe them our gratitude for living in the greatest country in the world. In America, anything is possible. And so this morning, I want to thank Tony Molina. I want to thank Isaiah Sepulveda. Good to see you, my friend. I want to thank people like Guillermo Candelario. I want to thank all of you who have served our country. Thank you for your service. Have an awesome rest of your day.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much. I see Robert Cashman in the house. If you don't know Robert Cashman, he is the president and CEO of Metro Credit Union. I bring it to your attention. Where is Metro Credit Union, Robert? They are the largest state chartered credit union in Massachusetts, and this is why I'm pointing them out. They are the first banking institution in Massachusetts, Gov, to receive the Juntos Avanzamos designation awarded to credit unions around the country dedicated to serving and empowering Hispanic and immigrant customers, helping them navigate the U.S. financial system. So thank you, Metro, for helping out. Thank you for coming up. And they will be supporting the La Hora del Café financial literacy segment. So thank you very much, Robert Cashman and team. Also, I want to introduce you to my #1 fan. You got it? If you want one of somebody laughed, yeah. If you want one of these, I'm going to tell you where you can get it. Last week, the Boston Globe unveiled the ALX 100 honorees in Special Hispanic Heritage Month edition. These are the 100 Latinos that will be recognized this year by Amplify Latinx. LG, you know what I'm talking about. You initiated it last year. This is the second group of 100 on October 10th at my second favorite place, the Museum of Science. They will convene some of the most powerful Latinos in the state with 100 of the brightest change makers in our community. To learn about more of this, because this is the importance of this historic initiative, cannot be understated. This has not happened before. Thanks to Amplify Latinx, and they've commissioned a sculpture that honors these amplifiers, and it will travel across the Commonwealth for the next 6 months. So to actually win one of these, you just got to step outside, put your business card in the bowl, and one of you will walk away with your #1 fan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue the festivities. Our next speaker, you heard about U.S. veterans. We have Tony here. We have a new generation of veterans, and here to give us, to share her journey and her kind of words, some of them very proud of, and I'm just going to let her do the talking. Lisette Velez, our veteran of the Army and the Armed Forces. Lisette, louder.
Imagine this, everyone. A young girl from Medellin, Colombia. Yeah, that's me. Stepping off the plane in Newark, New Jersey. And this is the first time I see snow. Can you believe it? My first time seeing snow. Absolutely mesmerized. Just like Floridians feel when they first get up here for the first time. I'm bursting with curiosity and super feliz, ready to start my American journey. But here's the twist. I don't speak a word of English. Life brings me and my family to Lowell, Massachusetts. Yes, Lowell. And it's a fire hose. It's a fire hose of new faces, new spaces, and better yet, new opportunities. Incredible opportunities. And you know what? To this day, we are embracing those opportunities, especially when life throws us curveballs. We keep our chins up and always looking for that silver lining. Mommy, thank you so much, because for this, I have to thank you. That is why I feel so incredibly blessed. The courage my parents showed in the late 1990s, facing the unknown and the imminent. They taught me that courage isn't about being fearless. It's about embracing the greatest fears and pushing forward no matter what. In other words, the ultimate resilience. As a veteran, I discovered another type of courage. The one that is about serving your community and serving your country with unwavering dedication, just like you, Tony Molina, has done for so many years. Thank you, sir. You know, our local officials also play their part too. Alcalde Wu, for championing climate action. I sure enjoyed my ride this morning in a blue bike. Thank you. Gobernadora Healy, you're a true advocate for immigrants and veterans. I wish you would have been around when I arrived from New York, New Jersey. I could have definitely used a free room and board. Oh, Alberto. You know I'm coming for you. By the way, I've known this guy since I was 14 years old. And all the stories I hear from the titis and the abuelitas, or should I say, the elders. You aren't Mr. Right, but Mr. Right now. And we're all grateful that you've been staying single, pouring your heart into organizing wonderful events like this. Y a toda mi gente, we're known for dancing a little too much, maybe arriving in our typical Spanish time. Thank you. You too. But more than that, we're known for our determination and big hearts. So here's the courage, my friends. The kind that lets us laugh at our mistakes and keep us moving forward, no matter what life throws our way. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey. Let's enjoy this breakfast with the same joy and enthusiasm of the work we do each and every single day. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, can we stop it with the jokes about the hair? It was funny the first 50. Let's go with our Massachusetts Secretary of Veteran Affairs, a follically challenged man himself, John Santiago.
Wow. It's taken me 14 years to get up to this table. Listen, Alberto gave my resume up here. The Gov talked about a little bit of what I do. I would have given up medical school, becoming a veteran, doing all these things to get up to this table 14 years ago. And believe me, I've been begging Alberto for that for the past 14 years. In fact, I got a picture of my first time here. You guys want to put it up there? Yeah. Yeah. For 14 years ago, when I had hair, actually. One more. There you go. For 14 years, I tried to get on this stage, and the stress that I got for not getting up on here, it took a toll on me, you know? And so here I am today. Put the next picture up there, please, yeah. And here we are today. And it's okay. I'm telling Alberto, look, this is what the cool kids are doing. You got Tony, you got David here, you got these three brothers right here, right? Right? And And what I'm telling them is to put the products aside, put the hair plugs aside. Listen, join us, right? Join us, the brotherhood, right? It'll save you some money, right? And some time. But in all honesty, Alberto, I want to just thank you for what you do every single day. Your smile, your charisma, it's infectious for what you do for our community. You inform us, you educate us. You are the reason all these people have come together in Boston today, and we are just indebted for what you do for our community each and every day. So give a round of applause for Alberto. As Alberto said, I serve as the Massachusetts Secretary of Veteran Services, and it's an honor to be on the team of Governor Healy and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll. All that basketball references, she does that in the cabinet meeting as well, so it's for real. She's a believer in the team, and it's because of Governor Healy and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll that we are engaging with more veterans than ever before. We are investing in veteran services more than ever before, and it's because of her leadership and the leadership of the LG, and I see some of our legislators here, that this past year we passed the most comprehensive veterans legislation bill in the history of the Commonwealth. We are transforming our 2 veteran homes, and we are investing more in homelessness to prevent that for our veteran community than ever before, and that's because of the leadership of Governor Healy and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll. So I just want to thank them for allowing me to be a part of this journey with you, and for making sure that your administration, at the highest of levels, at the secretariat level, all throughout government, looks like this room, right? It's important that government reflects who we are, who we stand for, our values, and looks like us. So I just want to thank you for doing that and for representing us. And Michelle Wu, our mayor, listen, I've known Michelle Wu for a long time, and I can tell you she's been on our team from day one. Before she was Mayor Wu, before she was Councilor Wu, come to the South End, check out that Puerto Rican monument that we've been discussing here, and you'll see a whole bunch of Latino names in terms of the people who made that happen. And on the very bottom, it says Michelle Wu, legal advisor. She's been with us from day one, so I just want to thank you for what you do for our community and for always being with us. I also just want to take a quick second to thank the folks in this room today. As I look across this entire ballroom, I see so many friends and family, effectively. I was born in Puerto Rico. I came to Boston as a kid. We left Roxbury for a variety of reasons. And I came back to Boston in my mid-20s, no friends, no family here, $60 in my wallet. I slept on a couch for the first 6 months. I moved into effectively a boarding room with a number of Latino immigrants. And it's because of the people in this room that my vision and my desire and my dreams of becoming a physician, becoming a veteran, becoming a public servant became a reality. For people like Phyllis Barajas and the Conexionistas, people like the Black and Latino Caucus teaching me how to advocate for Latino communities, folks like Unidos in Power right now leading the charge to get Latinos more engaged politically. And so I can't but extract my story from your story. And I'm just so thankful for what you do each and every day and for the legacy that you have brought to the city of Boston. Particularly me, as my family is no longer here, and I think about, perhaps because I have a 2-year-old and my wife is 8 months pregnant, I've been reflecting a lot about family. To David's point, the importance of family and faith. And about my family, my grandparents, my grandfathers who are no longer here with us, one of which joined the Army, inspired me to join the Army. And the other one, my mother's father, came from a poor family in Puerto Rico. I was born on the western side of the island. To think that this island, 40 miles wide, 180 miles, 110 miles long, brought so much joy and culture to this country and to this city in Boston, was born on this small community where my grandpa literally built the small house that we lived in. And I could just imagine him with a 2x4 and a hammer just nailing each piece of wood into this house. And then when my brother and I were born with my mom, he built a little, effectively a cabin on top of a bathroom outside, just so that she can have the dignity to raise her kids and family. And just the resilience and grit of my grandpa building this small little house in this poor community, and his wife, my grandmother, the descendant of slaves. It was that resilience and that pride that was effectively given to my mom, who decided in her early 20s to take a flight to the States with 2 small kids and raise a family. And so I'm indebted to my family. I'm indebted to so many people in this room that have mentored me, that have supported me. And I look forward to working with you and continuing to lift our community up, because it's such a blessing, and you bring so much value and so much worth. And as our community only continues to grow, so will our value. So Alberto, just thank you so much for being a part of this, and I look forward to many more of these breakfasts. Yeah.
Massachusetts Secretary of Veterans Affairs. Mara, if you could wait 1 minute, because we're going to give Tony Molina his award right now, and I want a quick picture. So, ladies and gentlemen, what better way, a minute and a half, to tell Tony Molina's story than in his own words. And I want to thank Blanca Bonilla of the Pioneers documentary. Here is Tony Molina in his own words, as we will now honor our Lifetime Award recipient, Tony Molina. Take it away.
My name is Antonio Tony Molina. I was born in Naranjito, Puerto Rico. He transitioned to Bridgeport, Connecticut, graduated from high school, went into the Marine Corps in 1961. From there, we went to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, during the Cuban Missile Crisis. From there, Japan. And from Japan, we volunteered to go to Vietnam. Back then, in 1964, and I was wounded in the head in 1965. They sent me from Vietnam to Japan to the hospital. They sent me to Chelsea Naval Hospital for rehab. I was in the hospital for about 3 months. In 1965, my mother and I had one of the first restaurants in the South End, Rincón Borinqueño, Chico Muñoz, Ivan Gonzalez, and Alfredo. We set up a couple of baseball leagues. We need to get involved in the community. We need to show the city of Boston who we are. We helped build the first South End Health Clinic. Then we had, again, the first Puerto Rican Festival. We set up the first bilingual program there, and about 800 Puerto Ricans we hired in about a year. But first of all, you need to educate yourself. If you want to be successful, you need an education. Be respectful, be educated, be ambitious. We need to be part of the community, but we also need to be involved in the community.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Molina, and I want the governor and the mayor to take a picture with Tony and the award. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony, if you could look over there for the photo and take in what you deserve.
Buenos días. Unas palabras en el lenguaje de Papá Dios antes de comenzar. Voy a necesitar un intérprete porque como yo no hablo inglés, voy a pedirle a Rafael Toro para que sea mi intérprete por si acaso de Goya Food. O creo que el doctor Isaías Sepúlveda y Dali están aquí. Pero gracias a la familia Vasallo, mis hermanos, Albertico, Alberto Padre, por este gran honor en el cual yo creo que le dije a él, yo no me lo merezco porque hay otra gente que son tan y tan, son íconos de esta comunidad puertorriqueña. Pero gracias por estar aquí conmigo, gracias a mi familia que está aquí, gracias a mi esposa y mis hijos, mi hija, de que... And you know what happened? When I walked through the door, there was a teacher downstairs, and she taught me English. She says, "You want to be bilingual?" I said, "Yes, I want to be bilingual." So she taught me. That's why now I can do it in English also, okay? My most sincere appreciation really to the Basaya family. We have been friends for many, many years, worked together on a lot of things, a lot of projects in this country, in this city, in this state also. And I want to make recognition of some people that most of you probably never heard of because you're very young, but the Puerto Rican community of Boston became very active back in the very early 60s. I want to mention especially three people who are resting in peace with God: George Chico Muñoz, Iván González, mi compadre, Alfredo de Jesus. They were three icons of the Puerto Rican community who started everything here in Boston back in 1965, 66. We have some people who are very, very active and still are alive, thank God. Maria Sanchez, Carmen Pola, Frida Garcia, who's around, Vanessa, buenos días, who are working with the Puerto Rican community because, again, we as American citizens have served this nation since the Revolutionary War. I, as a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, Force Recon veteran, am proud to have served the country and would do it all over again if I have to. When I got shot in Vietnam in 1965, I was given a congressional record by John Kerry saying that I was the first Hispanic wounded in Vietnam. When I was shot in the head, I had a lieutenant from Texas who said, "Mo," because my name is Molina, "Mo, thank God you're Puerto Rican, you're hard-headed." And that's why I'm here with you guys today, because I am hard-headed. I think that it's important to mention also the fact that most of the elected officials in this state have been very, very cooperative with us, the Puerto Rican community. And I just want to mention the names. I want to mention also Steve Tompkins, the sheriff, Abe Ayuso, who do the cleanup of our monument. Mayor Kevin White, who I worked for the very first time back in the 60s as a commissioner for health and hospitals. Mayor Ray Flynn, my dear friend. His son is here. Eddie Flynn is around here, my dear friend also. Thomas Menino, definitely. And I think that Michelle Wu, who is here with us today. And governors, Francis Sargent, Mike Dukakis, Bill Weld, Paul Salucci, Mitt Romney, Deval Patrick, Charlie Baker, of course, Maura Healy was here today with us, who have always said yes to when we have a request to help us with our Puerto Rican monument. This is the first monument dedicated to Puerto Ricans in the country. And definitely, I need to thank Rafael Toro from Goya Foods for being one of our first sponsors. David Morales, when he was with Stewart Health, thank you so much. And all those sponsors who made it possible to build a monument with a female and a male, the first one in the country, because we felt that we need to honor the females just as the males, because you have also served our country. And I think it would be irresponsible if I didn't mention the fact that the board of directors of the Puerto Rican community, Puerto Rican Veterans Association, without them, there would have never been a monument dedicated to Puerto Ricans. I want to mention my dear friend, Vice President of our board, Dr. Isaías Sepúlveda, his wife, Dolly Sepúlveda, who is here with us, Carmen Colombani is Carmen. I think Carmen should be around here somewhere. Jaime Rodriguez, who was co-founder of the Puerto Rican Monument. Priscilla Toyen, Pedro Santiago, Michelle Wu, who was part of our board. John Santiago, Roberto Santiago, who was our commissioner, Veterans Commissioner of the city. Guillermo Candelario, who is here with us, who is our treasurer. Captain Henry Nieves. I am again very grateful to Albertico for this recognition. I think that most, and probably all of you, deserve it just as I do. I want to dedicate this to all our veterans who have served the nation, given our blood, most given lives, to make sure that we maintain America free. I think that one of the things that I'm proud of is being Puerto Rican. I was born, as I said, in Naranjito, Puerto Rico, but I grew up in Connecticut. And I am proud to be here with so many great people. My wife, I want to say thank you to my wife, Luz Molina. You know, people keep asking me, Tony, how old are you? And in Spanish they say 50. 50? Sí, que son tantos que se me perdió la cuenta. So. No, I have been very lucky, God, thank you, God, because I got shot in the head, spent 3 months in the hospital, had a massive heart attack here in Massachusetts, and thanks to the great medical hospitals here in Massachusetts, I'm still here with you. And I think that we all have a mission in this earth, and it's not until God wants someone like you or like me up there, we'll be here for forever. I started, I think, with Albertico. Well, he wasn't even born back then. Albertico, his father and I, we started radios way back. We started back in 1966, Buenos Dias, Boston, with a bunch of great locutores, you know, radio people. And I am so proud and so grateful to them also, because I spent 53 years doing radio here in Boston. And people said, no, ya estamos cansados de tu voz. You know, we're tired of your voice, so retire. And we did. We retired. Now I'm doing with the Puerto Rican Monument Square Association. We have just built a new plaque dedicated to the 65th Infantry Regiment, which will be unveiled November 11th. Congress of the United States gave the 65th Infantry Regiment of Puerto Rico Medal of Honor. And we are going to recognize that, and we're going to do the plaque in November 11th, and I hope that you folks can join us recognizing and honoring veterans who, again, served the nation. The 65th Infantry Regiment from Puerto Rico has more Purple Hearts, lost more men per capita than any other state. So we need to recognize that fact, and we will. Our monument is in the south end of Boston, and we would love to welcome you to come down and share with us the history of the Puerto Rican community in Boston. Again, La Familia Vasallo, thank you so much for this great recognition, which I have, again, I want to share with all my friends who became icons here and the Puerto Rican community and the Latino-American community. Gracias a todos ustedes por estar con nosotros y otra vez. Oh, and one of the things I want to tell Albertico, because he says, don't take your hat off because they're going to see how much hair you have, and I don't want, you know, I say, okay, that's all right. I do my braids, so I put them in, you know, keep them underneath my hat. But I just want to say how proud I am to be a U.S. Marine Corps veteran and have served our country, and will do it again if I have to. Thank you.
Gracias, Tony. Well deserved. Well deserved. I just want to make a little kind of commercial here for a great organization called Unidos in Power. I think they've got a table. Unidos in Power is a great organization that started in a retreat. And I know Grace Moreno is here, Rosa Costa, I know Joe Betancourt, JC Morales. Here's something very important. They are starting a Dímelo TED Talks, Latino TED Talks going around the state, just kind of having these leadership summits all around the state to get feedback about the challenges and opportunities that the community has. They are rolling out their first Dímelo talks at Bay Path University next Monday, 1 to 4 in Springfield. But Dr. Betancourt said they'll be coming around to different cities. So I want to give a shout out to them. And also, Rosa Costa, who was a founding member of Milagros para Niños. Because, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, many of us will continue to celebrate tonight at the great Una Noche de Milagros para Niños Gala, where we'll recognize 15 years of Milagros para Niños and its impact on our community. Milagros para Niños, ladies and gentlemen, is an initiative supporting Latino and the programs that serve Latinos at Boston Children's Hospital. And more than that, it's an example of what can be done together. The Advisory Council was established 15 years ago, $11 million and counting, ladies and gentlemen. Roz, you were a big part. Big shout out to Yvonne Garcia, who's not here. And I am proud to share a very brief video that all of you will obviously see that shows the impact that this group and this event is having.
The funds raised are just critical. They really make the difference for us to provide more and more care to more and more kids.
I can't overstate the effect that Milagros has had on the services that we provide our children here in primary care.
Without the Hill Family Center for families wouldn't have a place to recharge their batteries and connect.
It gives us the chance to express ourselves and reminding you that you also matter, that you have to take care of yourself as well in order to take care of your kids.
Milagros has helped a lot of our international patient families with everything from airfare, hotel accommodations, meals.
That allows them to focus on what's happening with their child and be present.
The observership program provides opportunities for clinicians from all over the world to come to Boston Children's with the goal that they'll take back the knowledge they learned at Boston Children's to implement it back to their home country. It really has reached thousands of children all over Latin America.
I'm forever grateful to Milagros para Niños and I wish them all the best in this celebration.
Gracias por ese apoyo, por regalarnos esta plataforma para nosotros los padres con niños con discapacidad.
Thank you, Milagros, for supporting families like us today. We appreciate you and everything that you do for us.
All right, so we are, again, this is the kickoff of an incredible day. So where are my Red Sox fans? Later tonight, we are at the Boston Red Sox celebrating Hispanic Heritage Night, brought to you by Goya. In case you're wondering, those little cookies, take those home. They're delicious. We will be distributing tonight at Fenway Park. We have Miss Mundo there. We're honoring David on the field. David Hernandez will be on the field at Fenway Park. And then Milagros para Niños, the big party tonight. So basically, think of it this way. Listen to this, guys. Today, Mayor Keefe, you get to be Hispanic. You get to be Latino. Just like on St. Patrick's Day, we all get to be Irish. Just like for the entire month of June, we all get to be gay, right? Oh, I was the only one. I was a lesbian, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Grace Romero, for that joke. She's the executive director of the Massachusetts LGBT. I got that okayed from her. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, top cop in Boston, Commissioner Michael Cox. Ladies and gentlemen, now you know why you're here.
Thank you very much. Before I start here, I just want to say to Tony, thank you for your service to our country and your continued service to our community. So, Alberto, you were right. When you invited me, where'd you disappear to? Oh, okay. When you invited me, I had no idea. I said, to a roast? Like, isn't the newspaper daily clips and all the hearings I go to enough? You know, but you told me what the theme was, and I said absolutely I would be here because it's really important to celebrate, you know, our public figures in the city that do so much, and I thank you for that. So when I got to meet Alberto originally, I always felt a little jealous. There was something about him that I just couldn't put my finger on, but I was just like, man, he's got something that I wish I had, you know. And then tonight earlier, we saw some videos, and then of course the governor came in and gave out some items, and then it hit me. As a trained, certainly a trained investigator, the mystery was solved. You know, where did John Travolta's hairstyle go? Where did it, to this man right here?
I like John Travolta.
You like John Travolta, I appreciate it. So I bought you a couple of gifts, particularly since it looks like the governor found some of your stuff and then took it back. My mother always taught me to, if you go to a function, always bring the host a little gift that you think they would use. So, and I'm not going to take that back. There it is, the hair dryer. And I saw her take back the hairspray, so we bought some Aquanet. Take it easy, that's bad on the environment, though. All right? Yeah. Anyway, it's always good to start the morning with a few laughs here. But seriously, I don't want to take away, your perfect hair certainly doesn't take away from all the value you and El Mundo bring to the city. And we appreciate the work and involvement you've been with the police department here tremendously. So, you know, not only did you help us, when I say us, we had the opportunity of being on your radio show, actually do some recruiting for the police department, which is a really big deal in the city right now. Since I've gotten into this role, and certainly since the mayor has supported me in this, we have had a hard time trying to get people to sign up for public safety, trying to get people to join our department. And it's not just here, it's everywhere. Because the value of public safety is not always appreciated, but the reality is it's really needed. And we need people of all walks of life, particularly people from the Latino community and all the diverse places in our community, because that's the world we live in. And so, thanks to your help and support, we were able to meet some of our goals in one of the last classes that are out here, and we are truly appreciative of that in this very, very tough environment that we have to deal with. You know, Boston, as the mayor made mention to, is certainly one of the safest big cities in America, and it's not even close by comparison. And that only comes from partnership from the people in this room, partnerships for certainly the mayor's, you know, team, violence reduction teams, partnerships from all the people that we work with in general in this city to make our city safe. And it takes a whole diverse group of people to do that. In Boston, we are very, very fortunate in the fact that we are blessed as a city that we come together in so many different ways, and that's what makes our city so great. So thank you for that and your service. And I want to thank another group that certainly is we're going to talk a little bit about later, is that JAGO, under David Hernandez's leadership here, Sergeant David Hernandez, who's recently promoted, is another partner that we have that has helped us in that in our drive to bring people onto the job. You know, not only do they go out and recruit folks that might want to serve in public safety, they also train them and prepare them to go through our academy, which is a big deal. Because not only do sometimes people come on, they don't necessarily get through our academy. He's been highly successful, and his team has been highly successful doing that. So much so, I was thinking about getting rid of our academy and letting him do it. But we appreciate the work that JAGO does in the city, whether it's volunteering in the community and doing all of the things that they have that makes Boston a better place. And I'm deeply, deeply proud of the partnership that we have with JAGO and all our officers in the police department. And so, lastly, again, I do want to thank you so much for your continued partnership. And I asked it, if you know anyone out there that wants to serve the public, that wants to give back in the greatest city in America, please tell them to take the civil service exam and come and join us, because we absolutely need it, right? We are a diverse city, and we absolutely need more diversity to make us even a better place to be. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm sorry to end the party.
No, thank you, but can we have anybody who's involved in law enforcement? We've got many. Please stand up so we can recognize you with a very deserving round of applause. We've got many members of Llegó and others. There they are. Some of them are in uniform. Lowell, it doesn't matter. Statewide, if you're involved in law enforcement, because tonight is for you. Speaking of that, here we are, the moment of truth. Our community partner. Our community partner is the Law Enforcement Group of Boston. But better than to tell you what they've done, we've got a video that showed an incredible partnership that was formed between Llegó, the city of Boston, the Puerto Rican Festival, and Goya. So who better than to tee this video up? I'm going to actually put the video, and on the way up, I'm going to ask Rafael Toro of Goya to come up here to actually give the award to Llegó. But here is an initiative that many of you may not have seen it in the news, but this is the magic that happened earlier this year.
This year, we are donating 30,000 pounds of food to feed over 3,000 families here in the Boston area in honor of the Puerto Rican Festival of Massachusetts. We have doubled our donation from last year.
We're going to be giving out 3,000 bags of food for people in the areas of Metro Boston, along with Llegó Boston assisting us, and Austin BPD, and the Sheriff's Office, who will be distributing to different areas in Boston.
Goya donated 30,000 pounds of food, and we're excited to do this today. It's a big collaboration. They've doubled the amount from last year, and our role today is really to collaborate and bring people together from all different parts of the city. Today we have about 150 to 200 volunteers over the course of the day. It's what's expected. Last year we had about 125, so with double the amount of food, we want to obviously increase our number of volunteers as well. This just shows how many people are willing to give back in the city. So the majority of the people coming in today are young people under 18 years old or just young adults, so we're excited to have all these young people to be involved in giving back in some kind of way.
Buenos dias, familia. I would like to thank those people at the head table that make me feel right at home. The mayor is gone, but I want to thank her for the shout out. And since now the official food of the state is tostones, I want you to know that they are available in the frozen Goya section. So please visit it. Tony. You know, I've known Tony for over 40 years, and we're very proud that when he needed that seed money for the monument, that we were able to provide that. You do a great job, Tony. You know, thank you for all you do, and thank you for your service. You know, and speaking of thanking for the service, David, I'd like you to come up, please, now. I want to thank Marilyn Rivera, first of all, for introducing us and getting us together. You know, the Llegó's mission is to bring people together to promote diversity in law enforcement. And diversity is important everywhere, but especially in law enforcement, as the commissioner will attest. Because I think that the biggest quality that law enforcement officers have to have is empathy with the people that they're dealing with. And who better to have empathy is that people that come from the neighborhoods of the people that they serve, that understand the culture and understand the traditions. And that's what Llegó is about. And not only did they help us with this food donation that, by the way, they volunteered their own time. This was not something that they did as part of their job. This was beyond the call of duty. But they also provide programs where they train people to take civil service exams, where they have also a training program before they enter the academy. They are there to provide services for the city of Boston. And on behalf of El Mundo and on behalf of the city, thank you for all you do. And we want to present you with something. Where? There you go.
Close all up in my face over here. I don't know how you guys did this. All right. So first off, thank you so much for the award. We really appreciate it. I want to start off, Al, because I don't do this work alone. I do it with my team back there. So if it's okay with you, I'd like for them to come up and share some of the time with me. Guys, if you're up for it, guys and girls, they might not do it. Police officers are shy. Don't. Just one? Damn, come on, guys. There we go. All right. So while they're walking up here, Al, I know that you told me, hey, Dave, can you get him in uniform? But you tried telling people with guns what to do. It just doesn't always work that way. You know, so, but I have them here today nonetheless, and they're here to enjoy this award with us because the work that we do as police officers, oftentimes, we're not looking for credit. We do it because we care. We do it because we love people. Same thing with people that are veterans, right? They do it. They're doing it to serve their country. So thank you to the officers in the room. I see all of you. Officers, if you can just stand up real quick. I know there's like 2 or 3 of you left here. So thank you. Coming in here today, I was feeling pretty excited and proud. I was like, you know what, I'm going to be here with a room full of leaders. I'm going to have some people that work in government. But then I started thinking to myself, like, wait, actually, all these people are my bosses. And I started thinking to myself, like, wait a second, I can't even say anything bad about them at all because I love working for the government. It is the best thing ever. I would never change my job for anything else at all, I swear. No, I'm just joking. But I know I love it. I love my job. I love our job at JGO. I love everything that we do. It is truly a blessing to be able to serve our communities and give back as much as we do. So the other reason I really couldn't make too many jokes about the people up here is because 2 people up here actually know my father. And so more than likely, I have my dad here today. Where is he? Dad, did you come up? He's hiding somewhere probably. I don't know where he is. My father? He might have gone to the bathroom. But anyways, 2 people up here know my dad, and more than likely, if I made fun of them, I'd probably get grounded. So imagine being old enough to work, but young enough to get grounded. That's my life. So, Al, I guess we'll just make these jokes about you, as I'm sure you planned, because everything is about you all the time. For those that don't know, actually, a little thing about Al is that he likes magic. He's a big magician fan. He actually walks around with a fake thumb in his pocket all the time. I don't know why. I think it's magician code. He's not allowed to say why. But I would say Al is more of an illusionist. I don't know how he does it, but somehow he keeps his hair completely intact all the time. It's something special that he does. But I should be careful, though, because, I am getting older after all. I should probably just be careful with what I say. But back to JGO. Thank you to El Mundo. JGO started back in 2017. In its infancy, JGO went to Boston. JGO Boston went to JGO Boston went to Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria. And for those that don't remember, Hurricane Maria was the one where the President of the United States started throwing paper towels at Puerto Ricans. I guess he might have thought it was like the quicker picker-upper, clean things up. But JGO members instantly responded during that time. They went to Puerto Rico and they helped with the recovery efforts with the assistance, obviously, of the Boston Police and the government. They did an excellent job. Since then, JGO has grown to be a social justice leader. We have mentors who prepare young people in law enforcement careers. where we enforce officers to understand that being a community leader and a police officer is one and the same, not one or the other. Our organization was created to meet the continued demands of our community. Their expectation is to see a change. Your expectation is to see a change, and we as Jago Boston wanted to be that change. We've kept always with the community first mentality. Our board members are comprised of both sworn and civilian members. Our community members are vital to our success. They identify our blind spots and ensure that we make strategic decisions using a bottom-up approach. As was mentioned tonight, our flagship program is the Pre-Academy Training Program. It has placed over 200 members into police departments across the state. That's to include Boston Police, Mass State Troopers, Corrections, Boston Housing, universities and colleges, Abington, Attleboro, Brookline, Everett, Fall River, Saugus, Stoughton, and as far as Schenectady, New York. We want our students leaving our program and entering police departments with the understanding that we must be empathetic, patient, and most importantly, educated about the uniform and the weight that it carries. It represents both trauma and it represents peace to so many in our community, not just here in Boston, but across the country. We remind them that every interaction is an opportunity to positively influence our community. Our job as police officers is not easy or pretty at times. We care for people in some of the worst moments of their lives. We instill the recognition of feeling safe and understanding that it may require a little bit of a personalized approach from time to time when dealing with the community. I want to take a moment for you to understand what I mean by that. So I want you to close your eyes. Help me out here. Close your eyes. But don't do it too fast because, you know, it is a fundraiser after all, because Al might be walking around trying to take things out of your pocket. But close your eyes, and I want you to imagine something. I want you to imagine your childhood. Imagine something that made you feel happy. With that happy feeling, whether it's a person, place, or thing, does it make you feel safe? Okay, open your eyes. I wanted you all to imagine that feeling because that is what we remind our students and members of, to leave every call, every situation, ensuring that they made a community member feel safe. We do this by regularly asking our students, why do you want to be a police officer? We believe that the why you choose in this career keeps you grounded in who you are as an individual and always giving back to the community. It's doing what's right. To us, building collaborative relationships with the community is always number one. And in just 7 years, we've done so much. Jago Boston, in just 7 years, has done the following. We've given $12,000 to victims of COVID. Since 2019, we have given $10,000 in scholarship to college students. Since 2020, we've hosted free annual exam prep courses that have seen 20% increase in civil service prep classes. And since 2021, the city of Boston has helped Jago Boston give out marathon bibs. We've given out 18 marathon bibs to people in the community that would have never had the opportunity to take a run down Boylston off of Hereford and enjoy that beautiful day. In July 2023, as you saw, in 2024, we partnered with Goya, the PR Festival, and Boston Police, where we donated overall close to 5,000 bags of food to families across the city and greater Boston area. And then in August 2023, one of our biggest endeavors with the community, in August of 23, we collabed with Boston University, where we had 400 students and around 100 volunteers from the community come together at Ryan Playground in Mattapan, where we cleaned up close to 30 tons of trash. As of September of 2024, we have 98% success rate for the students that come through our program and go on to police academies. 98%, guys. That's huge. Since we started our PAT in 2019, in every single one of our classes, we have 50% women and 80 to 90% people of color. We are truly making a difference in police departments around the state. And this is only possible because we have officers and community members that volunteer their time. They don't get paid, they show up because they care. both together. And then our members that graduate come back and they help the next generation. Over the years, the professional range of all these members up here in our organization has impressed me the most. They have gone to universities and institutions across the city and across the country, some of the best. We have lawyers, doctors, nurses, finance experts, former teachers, and professors. I say this to stress the importance of creating change in our community. It requires collaboration, and as police officers, we must be an integral part of this transformation in order to have a holistic approach for the entire community. Some may have hesitation here today to work with police. I can empathize with that feeling. Our system has been flawed since its inception. It took hundreds of years for us to get to where we are today. This is not a system that can be fixed in a short time. There are several layers that must change with policing to ensure that our community feels the safest. It starts by opening a door in a conversation. It starts with a cup of coffee or tea, whatever your preference is. It starts with us working together. A city like Boston is perfect for creating these changes. We are a city of first, and what we're doing at Llegó Boston is a first in this country. Boston has 1 or 2 degrees of separation from its officers. Almost any person you talk to, in this room, outside of this room, can say that they know at least one officer. And even the ones that say that they don't like officers can say that they know that one cool officer. I see you guys smiling. All right, I got you. Our police and members are our children's coaches. They are our teachers. They are our neighbors. They are our nonprofit organizers. They are our mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers. They are embedded into the fabric of our community. Working as a community is the only way to make changes we want to see. So I'll finish up by saying this. For those of you that fell asleep, you can expect a ticket waiting on your car. For payment, though, just listen to the following. I'm going to leave you with 3 things that I think are the most important thing to take out of everything today. And it just so happened to be that there was a consistent trend about change and working together. So 1, you don't need to have a title to create change. Culture change in any industry exists when you are brave enough and bold enough to stand up for what is right, not what is popular. Number 2, we as a community can make a long-lasting, impactful change. Let's take our time. Let's be professional. Let's get this right one final time. This moment that we are all living in right now is a historic moment. And number 3, join Llegó Boston in being the change. Volunteer at an event. Get to know each and every officer or community member. Let's work together because this right here will be our legacy. This will be your legacy. Our collaboration can be a model for the rest of the country. We are a true city of champions, and we can do this right and cement our mark in history. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Before I end this officially, I want to thank Jay Cosmopoulos up there. Without Jay, we're going to do a big picture here. Without Jay, Deb, Marianne, Wendy. So when Jay calls you, answer, because this will be another sold-out event next year. We are dedicating it to higher education. So stay tuned. The breakfast next year. Hi, Nora. Where are you, Jay? Jay's up. Jay, are you here? There he is right there. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. And to end it off, if you missed our performance, we have an encore performance. We're going to take a photo, but Phaedra's going to say goodbye with my favorite song this week, as you all know. Go ahead, Phaedra. Go ahead, Juan Luis, put the song on. Oh, Tony Molina would like to say something to Roberto Santiago.
Check, check.
I just want to say I apologize to my dear friend Roberto Santiago, the Commissioner of Veteran Affairs. He was part of our board, very helpful to the community and, of course, to our Veterans Association. So, Roberto, thank you for your support. And, again, thank you all. Thank you.